So for parents listening, how can they encourage their child's imagination?
That's a good question. With our children, we get outside as much as we can. I think imagination is such a huge part of their development. So I would say, one, get off those. I think computer programs are great for a reason, but mostly get outside as often as you can. And what I would say is surround them with excellent content. So whether you're reading really good books, classic books with them, get outside, maybe create something that you find in nature. I believe a huge part of who we are we were created for that connection and relationship. So spending a lot of one-on-one time with your kids, creating is such a huge part for their imagination and their creativity. We have a very brief window as parents to do the best we can to educate our babies, that giving them an experience, that's really valuable to their imagination, and it doesn't cost anything to go out and get out and make memories with them, tell stories together, make up stories. That's a huge part of imagination for kids. And go on adventures. Like I said, make collages of maybe leaves and flower petals, and then have them explain why they created what they did. Encouraging that healthy imagination is so awesome to do as a family with your little ones. So we try to, we don't get it right all the time, but that's a huge one for us, is just making sure you're having that one-on-one and then discussing it after, what their imagination is, what they're coming up with, and helps you get like really wonderful insight also into how their mind works and the way that they think.
I love that. And so like when it comes to like having your kids like try art or expressing themselves through art, like what do you see as the benefits, or what can other parents kind of look for when their kids are starting to get into art or just trying art?
It's funny, I had mentioned our art studio earlier that we had. I have yet to find a child who doesn't love getting messy and getting full of color and paint. And I just think it's such an important way for them to express themselves. So it's a huge benefit. And I know parents, it's messy, and it's sometimes it's a lot of work, but I love going to like the dollar store and getting a bunch of those plastic table coverings, and then you can just let them go nuts, and just help them. You don't have to stress out as much about getting paint. Have this area in your home that allows them to create. Kids love that, and it's so good for them. And I've never seen a child that doesn't enjoy it. It helps them socially, it helps them emotionally in the expression of feelings. It helps them verbally to know better, how to translate what their art means. If they drew something and then, well, what does that mean to you? And then they're able to verbalize it, and translate whatever they put down on paper back into actually what it means to them. It helps them mentally. There's a huge part of your brain that is committed to creativity. So when you're using that muscle and you're strengthening that creative muscle, it really can help your overall mind and the way that you think, especially at a young age. Oftentimes we hear that listening to music, like classical music, before a test will really help a child. I really think creating art can help in that same way in school, even because it helps them develop those important cognitive skills and understanding. So get your kiddos into art if you can, if you have the energy to do it. It doesn't take too much energy, as long as you just make a clean space where they can create. It's really valuable in so many ways for your children.